What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Career Backups Podcast, episode 65, the Mandela Tip. I am your host, Joey Bowser, and with me, as always, is Skylar Eckerman.
What's going on?
Zach Clark.
How's it going?
And I'm looking at a giant fucking photo of myself.
I'll tell you what, I really like it.
Yeah.
Scroll up so it's just my face.
It really gets a...
It's working right, and it's going to look normal to people. It just looks weird for us. I don't
It's
know.
all right.
I love it.
YouTube changed something.
They changed a lot.
Yeah.
We can now play
Yeah.
5-second clips of music without getting a copyright hit. So this is just going to be nothing but random music clips for the next hour and a
for
half.
4.5
Fuck
seconds
yeah.
each one.
4.75. We got to
Most-
drag it out.
Mostly Lonely Island, because we all know that's basically all
they
I
have
listen
enough
to.
songs.
Zach,
we could piece the
they got a
clips
lot of
together.
songs.
You know, Lonely Island is on a tour right now, and they were in Boston 2 weeks ago.
You didn't go.
I didn't go.
You
My
probably
little
coulda
brother
got-
lives like an hour away from there now.
You probably could have got cheap tickets.
I would have. Oh, it would have been the best night of my life. If they're ever in Pennsylvania, I'm going again.
Zach, you need to make a game now that we can do 5 seconds where you'll play a 5-second song for us, and we have to buzz in and guess the song.
He doesn't know fives. He doesn't know songs. To play.
I don't know. I don't know any songs. It'd be a lot of Lonely Islands.
Yeah.
Three
That's
Doors
fine
Down.
by me. I will do my
Three
best.
Doors Down.
Yeah, by Usher. And then when we were
Bring
in
them out. Your walking song.
Yes. When we were in college, there was that one rapper.
You're really quiet for some reason.
Oh, am I really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
But there was that one rapper that was really
T.I.
big. Was that it? I don't know.
Walk a
One-
flock of flame.
Oh no, he's like 6'7". Like he had that song.
869. Damn, she fine.
Yeah,
That's
who
the
was
song
it?
you're
No,
talking about.
no, it's not. I can't remember the song. There was like that really. He had like 3 songs.
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
He had more than 3 popular songs.
I know who he's talking about.
Who is he talking about?
I saw him live, actually. Funny story.
Walk a Flock of Flame.
No, not him. I'm like, damn, she's fine.
Yeah.
I went to a
Wonder
concert at
if
Penn
she'll
State.
be mine.
So who is it?
I can't think of his
Oh.
name.
One more time, and she got that soda or something like that.
Got that
Got that soda.
He's listening to the edited version.
It's the made for radio edition.
That was the worst concert I was ever at.
Why?
You'd think you would remember who it was then.
It was that bad. I erased it from my memory.
See, I think that's the
Fetty
one you
Wap.
want.
Fetty Wap.
That's who
Fetty
it was.
Yeah. Fetty Wap. I kept wanting to say something with I knew there was something with a W, and that's why
Yeah,
I kept saying Wiz. I knew it wasn't Wiz, but
yeah. Wiz is black and yellow, black and yellow.
yep. No, dumbass.
That's not Wiz.
That's Jay-Z.
Wait a minute.
We're really impressing people with our knowledge of music.
I
right
was
now.
just seeing if I could convince you that
Ethan's
it
in
was
it.
Jay-Z.
No, I know it's not because Wiz is from Pittsburgh, right? Isn't that
Mac
why?
Miller.
Mac Miller's from Pittsburgh as well, but he's dead now.
Blue Slide Park.
Rip.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hashtag bless up.
Bless up. That's what I was gonna say.
Guys, it was really windy. Did you have big storms here?
We did today or yesterday, both.
Really? You had bad ones yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't have bad ones yesterday.
I was at work. I wasn't at work. No, I don't think we had bad ones here yesterday.
It was bad. I was kept worried about like a tree was gonna fall on my car.
Yeah.
I feel like you're setting something up.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is pretty viral right now, but there was this guy in West Virginia who was sitting on his porch one day watching the county do some work on a tree that they deemed dangerous, and it was dangerous because they cut it down and it fell on a student's car. It was a parked car, so nobody got hurt.
Don't you feel like that's their main priority?
I would
to not let
yeah.
the tree unfall and things.
Yeah, like, I mean, if it was that close, which based on the pictures, it was pretty well smashed, I feel like I would have been like, why don't we get her
To
to
move the car.
the vehicle off of the premises?
I mean, my neighbor was cutting down, like just trimming the tree out front, and my car was like kind of close to it. And he's like, "Hey, would you mind just coming and moving it?" And that was just branches. It probably wouldn't have even hurt my car. But that's what
You take the precaution.
Yeah, that's what normal people do.
But we are in wild and wonderful West Virginia, which
That's
is
a
their
good
state
The
motto.
Who
land of
knows?
lovers.
Volunteers.
And so this guy, they found, luckily, what'd you say?
Volunteers.
That's Tennessee.
You try. Mountaineers.
There you go.
Mountaineers.
There you go.
There you go.
When he said it, I'm like, I think he was trying to make a joke, but it wasn't good.
Zach just went with it, so I'm like, maybe I was
I
right.
was like,
yeah,
what?
you're right.
Yeah.
Mountaineers.
Peyton
my bad.
Manning from the West Virginia Volunteers. But The news station that was covering the story luckily found this eyewitness, and he gave the interview of a lifetime. Zach,
He really did.
It sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
Tell me that isn't sounded like a beer can getting flat. One more time.
It sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
I love it. Like if you had to pick if you had to make fun of someone from West Virginia, he just nailed this out. Like this is the one you want.
It's perfect.
I think this guy needs to be an eyewitness to everything.
I
for
know,
the rest of the
right?
world.
Right?
Like if there's a natural disaster, he needs to get there.
Imagine
and we're
him in
gonna
a
ask him.
hurricane.
Oh my
Like,
god!
CNN always sends that guy with the white hair. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows.
Al Roker.
Okay, Al Roker.
Joe
So-
Anderson.
So they send this guy to like every hurricane, and that he's always like getting blown around and everything. Just imagine if it was this dude. Everyone.
So like Family Guy, Ollie Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He would be like the redneck version of Ollie Williams.
It's
Like-
going right.
Yeah. How's it going out there? It's raining. So then he kept going. He just continued on his merry way with this interview.
Just was crunch. It was, I hate to say it, it was kind of cool. You know, I mean, what guy, doesn't like, destruction? Yeah, that's why we go to demolition derbies. But hey, bottom line, that's that poor girl's new car and she can't get to school now.
She can't get to school.
Oh my gosh, this is perfect.
What are the odds that we could look this dude up and get him on this podcast?
I mean, he might not own a phone. So if you would see the interview, his teeth are so yellow, I thought he had a grill in. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, I thought he had a grill in.
This dude definitely has a moonshine still
Yes.
in his backyard. 100%.
Oh yeah. What are the odds that this guy was sober?
I think pretty good.
Wow.
I honestly, I mean, it was early in the morning. I know that doesn't say a lot.
That
For
doesn't
some
mean
people.
anything.
That doesn't mean anything.
But-
and it could have been drugs. It doesn't have to be.
Now, drugs. You're right. It could have been drugs.
No, we know it wasn't meth because he did have teeth.
Good point.
So
That's
Maybe
fair.
and they
Narrow
can't.
down.
They weren't fake because they were
didn't-
yellow.
it'd be weird to buy fake teeth that are already stained.
Maybe that's all part of his plan.
Good point. No one's gonna think I'm a meth addict because they'll
Exactly.
assume these are real.
But why? Like, it just sums up like West Virginia. Like, people, always make West Virginia jokes, and if you people that are from West Virginia are like, it's not like that. All you have to do, this is the trump card. All you have to do is play this interview, and they're like, ah, fuck. Yeah,
that's right.
you're right. We are pretty bad.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We have a lot of clientele in West Virginia.
Oh,
They're not quite this bad, but they're very similar. They are the nicest people I've ever met, and
Really?
I really mean that. They are ridiculously nice, but they are like in awe of the most. Like you could know the most simple fact, and they're like, "My God, this guy's a fucking genius."
They're like ready to make you the
I've
next
seen
Jesus.
it. Yes, I've seen it with my eyes. You say like the most basic thing, they're like, "Oh my God,
Oh my
how the
God.
fuck did you know that?" They are very nice, though. I will give them that. And this guy seems like he would be a nice guy. Good time too.
he does.
He
I would
likes
love to
demo
have him on here.
derbies.
Who doesn't?
And I'll tell you what, he probably makes really good moonshine.
I bet.
I
he
would
does.
definitely have a glass of moonshine with that guy.
Where are you trying to hit?
It sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
Love it.
It's a good one.
Let's dive into this shit. Figure we would mix it up today, do something a little different. We'll start.
Yeah. Have a more
I love it.
organized start, which
Yeah.
is odd for us. Usually it's just trying to figure out what we want to talk about.
It's like we forgot we had a podcast, which we did.
We didn't forget. I'd known all week we had a podcast.
We might have known, but we didn't actually do anything for it.
Well, in my defense, sometimes when we skip a podcast, we don't actually change the schedule.
Yeah,
So I never brought it up because I assumed we were doing Skyparty.
100%. That's also what I thought was happening.
I wasn't going to do 3 in a row.
I mean, that's fine, but that's just why I never brought it up. I didn't forget we
You
had a
don't want to do
podcast,
3 Jeopardy episodes in a row.
which I understand, but that's why I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I like bullshit with you guys.
Me too.
I don't like just showing off my infinite knowledge as long as Will's not here.
Fuck that guy.
I enjoy
mean,
it.
That's your fault.
It annoys me.
It is your fault.
because he's way stronger than all of us, better looking.
Nah, that's debatable.
All right, but probably, and he's smarter. And it's not fair. There's just humans that are just better than other humans, And I've always considered Joey better human.
The alpha
three
male of us.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
alpha.
I appreciate it.
But then Will comes in and just makes him look like a little bitch.
I mean, I did make the question. I knew the answers.
I like how you're not going down. You're saying,
Like, nah.
he's like, no, I'm still the fucking alpha.
Fuck this
guy."
shit.
Fuck you. I'm still the alpha. I am the host,
Speaking of being a host, Skylar, what's your topic?
but I'm not the host.
Yeah, but it's your topic.
So I had an interesting occurrence the other day. I went and picked up carryout. Pretty typical thing most people do
Domino's.
these
what
days.
what kind of carry out?
It was pizza.
Domino's.
Pizza, okay.
No, it was a local place.
Domino's.
Yes. Yep. Family owned Domino's.
Yes.
Owned by the Domino family. The lady gave me the slip and I paid with a card and she gave it to me to sign. And you know how they all have that tip space?
Yeah, like the little tip and then the total.
Yeah. Well, I just filled in the total and I signed it and I handed it back to her. And she like looked at it and was like, and walked
She
away.
did that?
She was vividly
Upset.
Visibly. That's the one I meant. Visibly. Upset.
Vividly might work too.
Yeah. She was vividly upset.
Visibly upset.
But clearly, I'm assuming, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't just because my signature was ugly or something. I would assume it's because I didn't tip.
No, she hates Eckenroads.
That
That's
that
what
could
it
very
is.
well be
That's what it
possible.
is.
I've
Yes.
made plenty of enemies,
Yes, you have.
mostly from this podcast. But apparently, tipping carryout is a thing. I never thought it was, but I brought it up to somebody I was with, and they're like, "No, I tip carryout." I'm like, "Well, fuck me, I'm a piece of shit."
I didn't know that. Well, like you don't tip at Sheets. That's carry out.
You're right. So, like, I want to talk about tipping. Is that carry out, just tips in general?
As your tip expert.
Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go.
I don't think you have to tip carry out.
I don't either.
Have you ever done it?
I mean, I've done it before. Like, if
Because
I
you thought the person working was hot.
no, if I get carry out, and I,
He's
like,
lying.
I've done that.
like if it go to
I
Coys,
mean,
or,
what?
you go to Coys or something, they got the little like tip jar, and you pay in cash. They give you like a 1 and 55 cents or something. So you're just like, ah, fuck it. I'll
See,
throw
I
it in
don't
the tip
consider that the
jar.
same thing, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I mean, that's essentially what you're doing. You're tipping on carry out. That's what a tip jar is. This is essentially the same thing. It's a little
Yes,
bit.
I understand.
Yeah.
But the principle of it is not the same. You're just doing it because you don't want to carry around that $1 bill.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only time I'm tipping.
But if you pay
on
with
carry
a card
out.
or you
Yeah.
tip it,
Fuck no, not carry out.
no, I was totally blindsided by that. But so the only other example I have of this is I go to the milkshake factory a lot in Pittsburgh.
I thought for sure he was going to say I go to the gym. I thought for sure that was coming out of his mouth whenever he said that.
I go to the gym.
I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with tipping?
no. So I go to the milkshake factory and you go stand in line like an ice cream shop, order your milkshake, and then they give it to you. But there's a place, it's one of those electronic like things where you can pick like the
Bitcoin.
amount. Yeah, Bitcoin. Where you can pick how much your percentage your tip is. So like 10, 0, whatever. And I always hit 0, but like, are you supposed to tip?
Yeah, apparently,
that?
if they leave it as an option, are you supposed to?
I don't know. That's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
I don't think you're required to. At least from my experience, like the way I always looked at tipping was most of the time that you're tipping, it's like a server or somebody like you're tipping to make their wage. Like that's how they make money.
Mm-hmm.
But like a tip on anything like at a pizza place or whatever, those people are making their wage.
No, but see,
You're
here's
just
the
giving
thing.
them
though.
extra
Here's the
money.
thing: they have a restaurant,
Yes.
like they have a sit-down restaurant,
Yeah.
and I'm like they all just like cycle in and out of each position. So I don't know what their wage is.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
Most like I imagine that kind of place, similar to like a Coys, they probably make a set wage and then they split the tips at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that's how some places do it. But like when I worked at a restaurant and I was cooking, if somebody did tip on a carryout, happened very little. It usually went to the cooks.
Did you work at a restaurant?
I did for a very long time.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
But usually like a carryout tip went to
I'm
the
a
cooks.
tip expert.
Yeah, I worked at a restaurant, and like, guys, like, if you're not tipping 20%, you're a piece of shit.
Well, I mean,
20? That's that. Don't get Joey started on 20. 25 is the bare minimum.
it's not the bare minimum. Okay, if you don't like your waitress, you're allowed to not tip.
I haven't liked
20%.
one of them in 26 years. I'm kidding. I tip very well. Mostly because it's Joey's fault. He makes me feel like a piece of shit.
Do you guys always tip 25%?
For the most part, I'm usually about 25% tipper.
Holy
As long as the
shit.
person who-
I'm the piece of shit here.
Yeah, I mean, if the person who waited on you did a good
Well, I
job.
think we knew that before this
Yeah,
topic.
That's a
this
good
is
point.
not-
We,
this-
we did not need.
we
this
didn't learn
topic.
anything today.
No, we definitely didn't.
I mean, 20% is usually like
Good.
the normal number.
If they suck, they get like 15.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
suck, but if they do a good job, you should go up.
No.
Like you should make 20 your base.
I'm sorry now.
15 if they suck, and then up if they're good. You reward good behavior.
I agree with Joey. That's why I do the 25 because I'm like average is 20, poor is 15.
Yeah.
Really, like super poor, you're not.
Yeah,
gonna get
I mean, if they
15.
suck, like you can. There are situations where it's okay to just be like, yeah, I'm not going to tip you. It's fine.
Because like I know
I've never stiffed somebody though, even when I've had.
I've
really
always
crappy-
tipped. I've
Yeah,
never.
yeah,
not
I've never
tipped.
stiffed.
I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to do it.
But like when we're out for like our baseball tournaments, there's tons of people, and I would not want to be a waiter in that situation. I know they chose the profession, but you're dealing with like 12-year-olds, so that's
Mhm.
not something you really probably wanted to do every day. I usually tip over the top on those too, because for the most part they do a good job.
Well, I think that's probably like tipping that I think people don't think about is when you have a bunch of kids, because their meals will cost less, but they're generally more of a pain. It's nice to tip extra with kids. And then if you sit forever, like if you sit somewhere for a really long time, you should go above your 20%.
Yeah, because you're eating up there.
Because like as
They
you
have a
sit
that
there,
could be a table.
yeah,
that they could
you're
do.
gonna cost them a table. So you should always raise your tip a little if you sit for a really long time.
That's fair. I don't do that typically at restaurants, so that's.
No, I
But you're
usually
saying like maybe like at the end of your dinner.
yeah, like when we
like
go to
we
the end of the
do
year,
that.
I
I tip very
tip
well.
extra when we go to the end of the year dinner. A, because I don't know how well everybody else is tipping, and B, because we're usually there for a long time.
So you make up for tipping?
Yeah, I try to.
Good. I'm gonna stop tipping.
Because I remember-
I actually don't tip.
I remember like I remember like it was a long time ago. I think you were there. We went to like Ponderosa or something with like a big group of guys,
Yeah.
and we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And like there was like 6 of us, and like 4 people stood up, and they're just like, and I'm like, "Aren't you tipping?" They're like, "No," and I'm like, "Well, fuck."
Yeah.
So I ended up like tipping like almost 50% because I was with people who didn't tip.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because they're like, "Oh, well, this
that's
is
pretty gross."
They're like,
though.
"This is you get your own food." So I don't. Think
Well,
they
that's
can tip.
that's a question I wanted to bring up to you guys. So if you go to a Chinese buffet,
Well, I don't go there.
okay,
I'm
but
just
if
being
you
honest.
did, so buffet,
Okay.
and it's a place you get your own drink, even. So it's literally you paid at the beginning.
No, I'm not tipping them.
Then,
Do you
yeah,
guys
that's
tip?
okay.
What if they get you drinks?
If they get you drinks, then I do tip. I don't generally do like a big number.
Yeah, it's
But it's a
small.
smaller number. But like if I go Chinese, like the one here in town, they get
Yeah.
your drinks but not your food.
The Fortune buffet.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll tip like $3 because I'm like that's what you deserve. For getting
Dude,
my
they're not
drinks.
sponsoring us. Don't drop their name.
Yeah, sorry. The Chinese buffet.
The
I'll go back and bleep that out.
As long as they get me something, I will tip something.
Give me something and you will make money.
Yeah, but like if it's like one of the ones where you walk up and you order all your stuff and pay, then it's like, and then you're gonna go get your own food. I don't think.
Like the other Chinese
Like the
buffet in
other
town.
Chinese?
Yeah. I don't tip at that one, but I feel bad not tipping at the other one, even though I don't want to tip. Because I feel like, what are you doing? You're walking over to a freaking, I don't know. That's
And
how
that's what they're doing.
yeah, but like why? Like it's I
wouldn't give them much. I wouldn't
Yeah, I don't
much
give
at
a
all.
lot.
usually give them like if it's like $10, I give them like 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fuck, that's
That's
20%.
20%.
Yeah, that's
I-
like 20%.
I guess
I
they're
would give
just
them like
cheaper.
a buck. I would give them like a buck, honestly.
Usually, like if I go to Chinese buffet with Erica, there's 2 of us. We pay for whatever it is. It's like $3. I'm like, that's you probably got me like 3 drinks in this. I can give you $3 for that.
I'd be like 50 cents a drink.
What about the people who cut your hair? Do you tip them? And
Yeah.
do you tip them heftily?
33%.
I tip about
Yeah, we don't want to talk about this because you get your hair cut for like $4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I tipped like 500%. So a family friend does it for me.
My
so
haircut's $15. She gets $5.
That's usually what
mine's 3. She gets 15.
There you go.
So
So you have her give you $2 back.
what?
he pays with a card. Come
I
on.
just play with the card.
Oh,
for
you
everything.
dick.
What world do you come from?
They gotta claim those.
Oh, should I pay with cash? Is that what you're saying?
Should always tip with cash.
Technically, yes. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if you want the person you're tipping to make the most money, you tip cash, because the
I'm
government
not gonna lie, I don't really care.
the government only requires you to claim 15% of your tips.
Yeah.
So when you punch out, like after you would serve, it would tell you what your 15% is. You just claim that 15%.
Okay.
So every person who tips you over 15%, you make a profit. But everybody tips you under 15%
Because they won't
you
tax
lose
that
money.
over. They won't tax like the 20%. They only
Okay.
tax you for 15.
Well, I'm not gonna
See,
lie.
now
to
you
though.
know.
I do know, but it doesn't make me want to keep cash on me.
But if you tip with a card at 20%, that's
Then it knows.
claimed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything like if you would go a whole day and all your tips were card, you would get taxed for every dollar you made because it would keep track of that.
So Adri works at a place where you can only pay with cards, so that sucks because she's getting taxed on every tip.
That means she
I
gets
didn't know
taxed
that.
on everything. Yeah. That means So when you go in and tip, whatever you
They
tip,
could
she's
still
getting taxed.
tip with cash.
Yeah, they could probably
probably.
still tip with cash.
Yeah, but she said that like
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
sure it
sure.
doesn't
I'm sure no
happen
one
much,
does.
but I mean, it's not like they're gonna
her
chase you down and beat
I was
you.
thinking about this though. So the place she works, there's servers, there's server assistants, and then there's like
What the server assistant?
they assist the server because
It's like
their
a
job is
teacher's
to,
assistant.
I've seen
It's
that.
a fondue place where it's like a lot of
I've also seen that like
They do the butt stuff.
yeah, they do the butt. Holy shit,
do the
he
butt.
looked me dead in the
I
eye.
know. And you're like, yeah.
Like totally like didn't break at all. Not even a smile. And that's where they do the butt stuff. Holy shit.
Is that what
Whoa.
fondue is?
Do you know what fondue is? Melted cheese. It's
Oh.
like melted stuff.
You could work with that.
So anyway,
I like cheese.
the server, they have a ton of them, but the server is the one like they tip share between everybody. And so I feel like if they
Jesus.
yeah, if the server gets the majority of the tip in cash, they could just pocket it all and don't have to technically share it with anybody else.
Yeah.
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 So you'd be getting fucked.
I've heard. I've never worked at anywhere that shares tips, but
tips.
Conway worked somewhere that did, and I know he told me before, like if somebody tipped like $10, but there's like 5 and 4 1 or 5 and 5 ones, he'd just like pocket 2 extra ones.
Yeah.
Wow, what a dick.
Which like I actually think I'm not a huge fan of tip sharing, but
No,
that's what
I
it
don't
is.
think that's a good
I don't
idea.
think you should ever tip share when you do butt stuff.
I've just not seen very good.
Now, what a weird thing about tipping is
Bacteria.
if you DoorDash, you should never tip with your
Jesus.
card on
I'll
DoorDash.
tell you what, these could all be very sexual things.
That's
right now. Tips and DoorDash. That's like
What do you think DoorDash is? Describing what you think a DoorDash is.
I
Urban
figure it's like
Dictionary.
you like buy a hooker and they just show up at your house.
It's not bad. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
I was thinking-
they're at your door. You get it in and then they
Dash.
dash.
I was thinking it was more like like Ding Dong Ditch, but when they open the door, you're just standing there naked,
Oh, okay.
like a DoorDash. You know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So what is DoorDash?
It's like Uber Eats and
Oh, okay. I
Postmates.
got
They
you.
bring you food.
What was the other one you said?
Postmates,
Postmates?
Yeah,
also kind of sexual.
that is.
A little bit.
Not as much, but a little bit.
I like
Uber
DoorDash.
Eats. Very sexual.
What's Uber eating?
Isn't there another one too? I think.
Yeah, there's so
DoorDash.
many of them
Reddit.
now.
Close.
Skylar's good
Close.
at the internet.
But I found out recently that DoorDash guarantees all the people who bring them like food, like who they guarantee them like
Really hot.
like a 10% tip or something. But when you tip on your card, they pull out of that. Like they don't get that. God
So
damn
they
it, Skylar.
only get 10%.
No, they don't.
Tip
They
more.
don't take it away. But like, say if you tip in cash, they'd still get that 10% tip from
so
DoorDash.
don't tip in cash.
So no, so you want to tip in cash
Why?
because then they get the cash and the 10% from DoorDash.
Or you just don't tip at all because they're already getting 10%.
True.
But 10% is not a good tip.
They chose their profession for
Don't
the
be a
record.
delivery driver. I don't know what
Hey,
to say.
those people are wonderful. I'm glad they do what they do.
I drove for Lyft one day and nobody ever tipped me.
You drove for Lyft
Yeah.
just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Where
Nobody
at?
tips you?
Altoona.
How was it? Did you
I
make any
liked
money?
it.
Did you make money?
Not much.
Because no one tips
Really?
you.
No, nobody tipped me.
Nobody tips you.
Nope.
Did you have good conversation?
Yeah, I did.
Did
Well,
you
that's
have-
why
Did you have
the Twitter is taught.
I did not engage.
Ah, you
I
never
did not
engaged. All right.
engage.
what's going on?
Twitter taught me that like if you drive for Lyft or Uber,
Don't
you,
fucking
you
talk.
generally get more money if you don't talk, unless
Really?
like spoken to. Actually,
People want their
Dude.
delivery drivers to be slaves.
Uber?
Apparently.
Uber has a new mode now called silent mode where you pay extra money, but the person knows not to talk to you. Like they made it a literal thing.
Some of the best parts of going out a night in Pittsburgh.
See,
and
but
meeting your
here's the
Uber
thing.
driver.
Here's the thing, though. You go out with groups.
Yeah.
Any of the drives I got, nobody was with a group.
Oh,
You
So it was
also did
just
it
me and
drunk.
another person. Yeah.
Those people who are just
Isn't
trying
that
to
what
like
most people do.
no, because you think like in some of those big cities, people don't even drive cars. They just
Half
take
of them
Ubers
were
everywhere.
people going to work
Yeah.
or like
They would get an Uber to go to work.
they were students that needed a ride to the hospital or wherever their jobs were.
Greg
That's-
Miller doesn't own a car. He Ubers everywhere.
Really?
Yep, doesn't own a car.
Yeah, that's
Ubers
like
everywhere.
Altoona's big for that.
Blows my mind.
At some point, it probably. I mean, at some point,
Oh.
gas and insurance might equal more than your Uber rides.
This is totally not on
Why are you
topic.
so quiet?
I don't know. This is totally not on topic. But before you leave tonight, remember I want to ask you a question. Not about podcast or anything. But
Okay.
I'll forget. Yeah.
So Zach wants to ask you a
Is
question.
it about DoorDash? I
Like-
did not listen. I drove for Lyft. I did not do DoorDash.
DoorDash, man? There's lifesavers.
All right.
See, we had a good conversation about this.
Yeah, I figured we would.
It took off. We did well.
I want to drive for Lyft one day just to see what it's like now.
I think if I had to choose between Lyft or like DoorDash, I think I'd pick a Lyft. I don't want.
I wouldn't want to mess with people's
I don't
food.
want to go pick up people's food.
And I don't want to have to like walk to their door either.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about Lyft.
You just stay in
You
the
just
car.
sit in the
That's a
car.
good point. The guy who
Right.
brings me my food, he's got to get out and actually.
I always have
How
my-
physically
often
come.
do you
there.
order from these places?
Not that much.
Like
Once in a while.
Yeah, see, that's why you live in Hastings. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Like how many times a week, Joey?
A week?
Yeah.
I would say less than one.
Like okay.
Less than one.
Less than one.
It's either 0 or 0.5.
0.7, I would say, if you
0.7.
took the average.
All right. All right.
It also depends. Like sometimes, like on a Sunday morning, because Umi has half price sushi. If you order DoorDash, you can get like 4 rolls plus the tip for like less than $20.
How much is the shaft?
I try not to pay for the shaft. It hurts.
All right, I've made enough
There's
sexual
so many
jokes in this
sexual
one.
comments. In
Let's
this one.
play a game.
Let the games begin.
I love being the host of my own topic.
Skylar,
Yes.
I think you're winning or you're tied.
I think we're
don't remember.
tied.
I believe
No,
you
maybe
are.
Zach's taking the lead.
I think Zach might actually have the lead. I gotta look up the notes.
I think we tied. To be honest, I think I won 2 in a row to tie it up.
Zach's got 13. Skylar's got 12.
I was gonna say, I'm
So
pretty
you
sure.
took the
Yeah,
lead.
you took the lead.
Wow.
So I have 2 somewhere. IMDb keywords.
Cool. First one.
I didn't even say I was gonna ask you.
You were.
I was. You want the first
I
one?
was.
Yep.
Pre-guesses. Let's go.
Girls Gone Wild.
No.
Is the IMDb keyword?
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers.
No.
Fuck. I really had a good feeling about that one.
Your first keyword.
I get the first guess.
Train.
Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
No.
Go ahead. Unstoppable.
Also no.
That was filmed in Pennsylvania. Just
It's actually the Train musical documentary.
The band.
The band.
Zach's like, who the fuck is Train?
Drops of Jupiter.
In her head.
Polar Express.
No, we're still just singing the train
No,
song.
it's not a.
That's a train song.
what?
Drops of Jupiter is a train song. That's
I know the
not your next
song.
clue.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I just went with Polar Express.
All right, give us a hint.
Body art.
Body art. Man, taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 was a good guess. I don't know why body art, but all right, Polar Express.
No.
The Big Lebowski.
No. I wish it would have been Polar Express though, and then you would have changed your guess.
Body art's not a good look for Polar Express.
Yeah, but they're weird. Their bodies are weird, so it's artistic. Body art. Your next one. Adele.
Like a Dell, like a Dell computer, or
Adele.
Adele. What's Adele?
Adele,
As a person.
the
Who is
singer.
it? It's a singer? See, it's unfair. I don't know who this is.
Train and Adele.
It might be a documentary.
Could be.
Wait, was it a train or was it the band The Train?
You got to
Oh,
talk into your
fuck.
mic. You
Was
are
it-
not talking into your
Maybe
mic.
I
If
don't
you
know.
listen to your voice, you would know that.
Is it a band
That sounds a
or is
lot
it
better.
The Train?
He's not going to tell us.
It's Train.
It's just Train.
I mean, you could put an A in front of it.
Could
or
be
a
Thomas.
Could be Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine. It's Thomas the
You're
Train.
a sly bastard.
What was the hint? Adele.
Adele.
Adele. 50 Shades of Grey.
No. But it's not a bad guess. There could be a train song in that. There could be an Adele
Oh, wait,
song.
do I have to
in it.
guess? Oh, so Adele. I'm all over the place. Adele,
Adele,
train,
body art.
body art. Fuck. I feel like it's right on the tip of my tongue.
We use the word tip way too much.
Adele.
It's my fault. I put it in the title. I gave everyone the idea.
Adele. Who?
He
I'm
doesn't
gonna-
know. Just guess.
Okay. Oh fuck. No Country for Old Men.
All that build up for that.
Your
fucking
next clue.
guess.
Strong female lead.
Oh.
Zach's favorite.
Wonder Woman.
No.
Pitch Perfect.
Based on a book.
Oh man, 50 Shades of Grey looks good right
I
now.
know, man. 50
Go back
Shades
to
of Grey
that.
just kept coming up.
50
Let's keep
Shades.
going to the
50
well.
Shades
Yeah,
Grey.
maybe it's the sequel. Is that what the sequel's called?
I don't know.
50 Shades of Red. I don't know.
It got bloody.
What was it again?
Based on a book.
Book. Easy A.
Hunger Games.
That is correct.
Where's Adele?
I don't know what Adele is.
She sings the song when the girl's on fire.
Oh, the train gave it away for me though.
Yeah, the train.
Oh yeah.
The big train scene.
He
Where
just
you're fucking
dabbed.
dabbing.
Take that fucking. He doesn't get a win. He just dabbed, and it wasn't even a good dab.
Yeah.
I actually hurt my wrist. I'm
He
getting
did the-
old.
He did the white kid dab,
He
not
did.
even the cool dab.
It was, in fact, the Hunger Games.
It was. Let's
What were your
go.
remaining hints.
Battle Royale.
Would that have gotten it for you? Yeah.
Bow and arrow.
I figured it out about right before you guessed, and I'm like, fuck, he's gonna get it. And you didn't get it, so I win.
Is Easy A based on a book? Or do you just mean because
Yeah,
it's
Scarlet
loosely
Letter.
based on a
Letter.
book? Yeah. It's a adaptation of the Scarlet Letter.
Loosely.
Loosely, but
that's
I don't
what
know if
we're
you'd call that
saying.
a based on a book.
I consider it.
All right.
I would.
Would you say
Joey, what's your topic?
would you say Romeo and Juliet is based on a book?
I don't know what you're talking about. So
It's that Romeo and Juliet, but they're all gnomes.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that's
Cool.
based on a book.
This is actually Zach's topic. So Zach, what's your topic?
So, guys,
Chicks with dicks.
yeah. What's your thoughts? Like, is it cool to make out with them?
Only
Like, are we allowed to?
Only the tip.
Only.
Okay. That was
All
not
right,
our
that
topic.
is not our topic. So, my topic is I want to start this off by did you guys know the world ended in 2012?
It did not. So
Do you guys know that? Joey, did you know that?
I've seen the movie with John Cusack. It was pretty convincing.
Exactly. So, the other day, it's late at night. Adri,
Usually when these things happen.
yeah, sends me a Twitter feed. Twitter, what's it called? when it's-
Thread.
Thread. Okay.
Twitter thread.
Twitter thread. She's like, hey, you got to read this when you have some time, but it's going to blow your mind. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I got into it. One of the longest Twitter threads I've ever read.
I did not do work for quite some time after.
When did you read it too?
Oh, yeah.
Did you read it before I sent it to you? Or
No, that's the first time I'd seen that.
Okay. So basically, it goes into great detail about how the world ended in 2012, boys.
It did not.
And the main, so there's a lot of different theories, but basically, a lot of ancient civilizations have led to 2012. There was a guy that claims to be a
Keep going. This
A
is going to
time
sound
traveler.
good. There we go. Okay.
So
That's what I
as
wanted
soon
to
as
hear.
I talk out loud, it's harder to believe. But a guy that claims to be a time traveler, and he says, or what doesn't claim to be a time traveler, claims to have worked on time travel.
And they
at
they
NASA.
couldn't get it to work past 2012.
Yeah, and for some reason, 2012 was always the end of it, and this was back in the 80s. So anyway, there's
And
a lot.
Nobody was high back then.
No. So there's a lot of things that lead to the fact that we think that like something happened in 2012. You know, there was all that stuff that happened in 2012
The
about
Mayan
finding-
calendar ended on 2012.
Then there was also they found the first black hole back then. Those Russian scientists, and I can't remember the actual word, but they found it. And a lot of theories say that basically when they found it, it actually killed all of us. But it transferred.
Boom. Dead.
Listen, it transferred our consciousness to a very similar world. And that's where we're living in right now. And it's a simulation, but it's not perfect. Okay. There's been some hiccups along the ways just in the
Because our
translation.
mind's not smart.
Yeah. And like, so there's a lot of things. And That's called the Mandela effect. Whenever,
But why is it called the Mandela
so
effect?
Joe, you want to? I feel like you probably have a better handle on it.
It is referred to as the Mandela effect because when people found out that Mandela didn't die in
Nelson.
Nelson Mandela didn't die in prison, that blew a lot of people's fucking minds.
So basically, a lot of people think that Nelson Mandela died in the 1980s.
There's a lot of people confident that in the 1980s, Nelson Mandela died in a prison cell. And there's a lot of people who like swear by this.
Yeah.
They remember like news coverage and shit.
Yeah. They can vividly tell you like when they heard about it, how it happened. Obviously, in our current reality, that's not true.
Yeah.
So
Because he died in 2013.
Yes.
So it's been dubbed the Mandela effect.
And so there's lots of examples of this.
I think I understand why I think the most common, at least with people around our age, is the Berenstain Bears.
It definitely is. Yes.
Because it's fucking a lie.
Yeah,
It's a lie.
it is. So explain what it is.
So if you grew up reading the Berenstain Bears like the rest of us, you would call them the Berenstain Bears. But they are in fact the Berenstain Bears, which is fucking not true. It is not with an A. It was with an E, and they're a bunch of fucking liars.
Yeah, I've never.
That'd be your mind lying. So blame your mind.
No, it was the Berenstain Bears.
It was the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, well, your mind's lying. Your mind is the subconscious thing you're living in right now. So
So that's where it gets interesting with the 2012 and the Mandela. Like the Mandela effect does not rely on the world ending in 2012.
No, that was just how I found out about it.
The Mandela effect's more based around that there are multiple timelines, and that when one timeline goes poorly, similar to 2012, we jump to a different one.
Mhm.
And sometimes that timeline.
when the
had
fuck
things
are we
set
jumping out
different.
of this one?
Well,
Probably pretty soon, honestly. I'd say like we're pretty close to that point.
well, the newest
God.
one is the one you brought up about the statue or Ellis Island.
So this is where it started to freak me out. And like up till this point, I was like, yeah, whatever. This is where it got me, boys. So in 2007,
This is where he was sold.
yeah, this is where I sold. From 2007, 2009, I can't remember the exact year I was there, but one of those years. I'm thinking 2007.
He can't even remember the year he was there.
Dude,
but
I know it was before 2012 because we graduated high school, and I'm pretty sure I was in 9th grade, so it was 2007.
And you would remember because that's when the world ended.
Yes, I remember 2012.
Clearly.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to say 2007. I visited New York City. I have pictures of myself in New York City. I remember going to Ellis Island and checking where, like, because on Ellis Island, you can kind of like see like ancestors and shit. You can look them up and who crossed through Ellis Island. I remember doing that, walking out of Ellis Island, like the museum part, and right fucking there is the Statue of Liberty. I can remember that clear as day. So when I talked, and this was totally separate, but a couple months ago, I was talking to my mom about this, and she was like, no, the Statue of Liberty's on a different island, Zach. It's called Liberty Island. And I'm like, what the fuck is Liberty Island? All right.
You're making shit
I
up.
was like, Mom, you're fucking high again. Okay. She's always getting into the weed. So
Goddamn.
Fucking peyote.
yeah, come on, Jeannie. So anyway, I'm like convinced. So I look it up. Did you know Liberty Island is 2.3 miles away from Ellis Island? What the fuck? So they brought this up as part of how the world ended in 2012. But I'm not the only motherfucker to think this, okay? There's huge threads on the internet about people that have, and there's even pictures of Ellis Island and like where the Statue of Liberty be, and the Statue of Liberty is just gone. Because you know why? Because the people that switched our consciousness over went through and deleted it.
The fucking Matrix had a lapse.
That's what I'm fucking
That's what I'm
telling you,
saying.
dude. I don't believe this shit, but like, it's convincing.
Then you lived it.
Yeah, but then I lived it, and I'm like, fuck, the world ended in 2012. None of this matters. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
What are you gonna do now about it?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it now. But that got me because I remember it clear as day. I still remember it. I had this whole argument.
But your
with-
mom was with you.
she was, but I'm smarter than her. So I'm
Well, that's the
thinking
thing.
her brain got wiped and mine didn't.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You said that your mom knew the answers to that, proved it wrong, but I don't think that's not how that works.
Exactly. I
Because
don't either.
you need somebody always to think the new way, or else it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, because then everyone would be like, what the fuck just happened?
If the whole world was convinced that that's where it was, somebody would be figuring it out.
Yeah.
You need people to believe.
I know.
Yeah.
I
The
understand.
sheep. We're like the shepherds.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I want to
and
do.
they're-
We are the
They're
shepherd.
the sheep.
Don't
you know?
include me as a shepherd.
Why? Yeah, because you don't believe.
I know. I don't.
Joey does.
I believe.
Yeah. So anyway, it's wild, but I wanted your guys' thoughts on it. Definitely saying it out loud, and when it's not 2 a.m, I'm sleep deprived. It makes it like way harder to go along with it. But I mean, that freaked me out a little bit. It definitely led to like a weird night's sleep that night. What do you guys think?
I don't think the world ended in 2012.
Yeah.
But I think like there's something weird about how such a large group can believe one thing is so true. And like, I know it happens like a lot, but it seems specific sometimes. And I think that's really interesting. And there's got to be something behind it. It's not just that there's that huge group that just thought that's where the Statue of Liberty was.
Yeah, because it's too specific. Why would, and the same with the Mandela thing. Why are there so many people that believe Mandela died in the 1980s?
Like
I don't
something
know.
had
That
to
seems
have
weird,
triggered.
but I guess I wasn't alive in the 1980s, so I don't understand. I didn't know who Nelson Mandela was either. So like, there's that.
I mean, Ellis Island, I would explain by saying that when we were growing up, we always learned about the immigrants coming over, and Ellis Island was the port that they all went to.
So we all know Ellis Island.
Yeah, and we associate that with the Statue of Liberty because that's always associated together.
Okay.
And so naturally our brains want to take us
Just
to that.
put it together.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird that I believe like that
It's definitely weird. I'm not saying it's not weird.
yeah.
Something's weird about it. I mean, it happens a few times it seems like once every 5 years there's something new.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like a weird
And as
occurrence.
far as the Bears go, the Berenstein and Berenstein,
Berenstein.
half the world can't pronounce properly. So and if somebody told you that wrong, that's the way you want to say it.
It's the fucking Bernstein.
Okay.
No, I get what Skylar's saying.
I get it.
That's just a pronunciation thing. Yeah, but I get where you're coming from too. Like it's Berenstein Bears to me, like
it's
100%.
Berenstain Bears. And like that's when I was a kid and people were giving me the book, calling it Berenstain Bears. Like, sure, you can make an argument that 1 or 2 people mispronounce it, but like I can recall those books being popular for such a long time and no one ever being like, no, it's Berenstein.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Also, Berenstein sounds fucking dumb.
Yeah, it sounds real dumb to me. Is that what people call it now?
Well, that's what it is. So technically, yes.
Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah.
Okay. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's how he pronounces his name. Still half the population pronounces it Evgeny Malkin. And we'll pronounce it that way forever, regardless of how many times you tell them that's not how it's pronounced. So just because...
Yeah, but if you told somebody that both ways, I think they would spell it the same way. This is a different type of spelling that throws it off, I think, more than that.
There's millions of words that are not millions. I shouldn't say millions, but there's plenty of words that are misspelled consistently every day by a large portion of the population.
But why are we so fixated on the Berenstein and Berenstein?
Because it's something we can remember from our childhood.
But it's just one occurrence of the Nelson Mandela effect.
I still can't spell deficiency.
No, but you know how to say it,
Yeah.
and you don't have a vivid memory of it when you were younger.
Because that's a boring word.
said a different way.
That's
I know.
boring word.
It is the boring word. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it is weird, but I 100% think it's Berenstein Bears, not the Berenstain or Stain or whatever.
Stein.
It's Stain.
That's the thing. It doesn't even sound
A-I-N,
good. Yeah.
Berenstain Stein.
Berenstein.
Berenstain.
That's the thing. If it was Berenstein and Berenstain, and those were the two things we're arguing, like I'd agree 100%. That's just people not going to pronounce. But when you change the fucking meat of the word, I don't know.
Like that A to the E.
The A to the E is too big.
I don't
It's
know.
too big.
It's weird, but I'm telling you, it gets me because I can remember plain as day. And then I looked it up and was like, do people often go to like Ellis Island? Like, is there tours that go to Ellis Island and Liberty Island? And they're like, not typically because they're far, like it's pretty far away for like a ferry ride and things. So they're like, typically people go to one or the other, not both in one day. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I mean, maybe I was on a weird tour that took us to both and I just don't remember it. I mean, it was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's still fucking creepy because I remember like conversations we had there. I remember walking around there. Like I literally remember going into the museum and like, so then I looked up pictures. And I'm like, I fucking remember Ellis Island being that museum. And then I remember seeing the same things, but there was the Statue of Liberty there And I don't know. So it's weird to me. Like, I don't know. I just remember it totally different.
Have you ever like got directions to a place that you went to a while ago? It happens to me sometimes. Like you go somewhere odd and everything is completely different than you remember. You ever had that happen where like you're going somewhere you haven't been in a long time and you maybe only went once before, but when you went the second time, like you're like, I don't remember this at all, but you can like remember the route you took before.
Yeah.
And that's, I could say it would possibly be that same thing.
It could be.
This is obviously my unscientific opinion.
Yeah.
But it's just my opinion.
That's just like totally different. I know what you're getting at. Yeah. And probably because it's so long ago, my brain's just meshing the whole day together into one thing.
It's possible. Like if you visited both in the same day.
I know my mom says we did. So like, she's like,
your
we
brain
were
may have just
two both.
stuck
Yeah,
them
but we
together.
already established you're smarter than your mother.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
and she's the sheep
That's a
and I'm the
good
shepherd.
You're the shepherd.
She's gonna. I don't think she listens anymore, but
That's
I really
good.
hope she doesn't.
She's gonna text you like, "What?"
Love you, mom.
I think it's weird. I definitely think it's
You could
weird.
definitely mind fuck a lot of people with it.
Yeah,
Got me. It was a weird night's sleep that night.
that's the thing. Like, and I don't think it's gonna stop happening. Like, you're just gonna, especially with the internet now, you're just gonna see more and more shit come up. That's like, yeah, I remember that.
And like, remember deja vu? That's got to be like
That's
the
a thing.
creepiest fucking thing ever.
How often does that happen to you guys?
Not
Deja
often.
vu.
It used to happen to me more. And I feel like it happens less now.
Dude, it used to happen to me a lot when I was younger. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen to me almost anymore.
I think
Like, at
because
all
I
anymore.
repeat a lot of the same things now.
Yeah, our lives are very
Like when I was younger, it felt like, most things were different from the time before. But like now with work and everything, it's just kind of like repeating. So when I get deja vu now, I'm just like, well, this probably actually did happen. But like when you were a kid, like certain things, when they happen, you're like, this feels familiar. But you're like, but I never would have done this.
Yeah.
So I think I notice it less.
It's just a glitch in the matrix.
Deja vu is really weird. I have this
Glitch in
whole
the
theory that
Matrix.
we're all dead, and that's why deja vu happens.
Tell me it. We have a little bit of time.
He just pretty much summed it up. We're all dead. That's
So like
it's pretty much the entire thing we just discussed.
so like the human brain is built to not want to die. So when you're dying, your brain resets. So like when you're on your deathbed, your brain doesn't want you to die. So it resets you from the very beginning to relive those memories because your brain would have all that stored. And so you're just reliving your life that you've already lived over and over again. And when you have deja vu,
Publish it. You
it's
get
your
millions of
brain
people
like
believing
fucking
it.
up and being like, shit, no, you're not supposed to remember that you've lived this life already. You need to think you're alive because I don't want you to think you're dead.
Holy
See? Publish
fuck.
it, man. You could be a.
So
You
everyone,
could start a cult.
so people who experience deja vu are already dead. They're just reliving their life.
So you and I have already died.
We're
all
already
of
dead.
us.
Oh, we're all dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, how do you think you died?
So does that
I
mean
don't know,
nobody's
so-
alive?
No, because this would just be our lives. So this would just be how I'm affecting it. Like technically,
So like right now we're both affecting each other's dead lives.
no, like right now, your existence here is all in my brain.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
like we could be
That's pretty selfish of you.
we could be living the same exact memory, but it would be completely different because it'd be how your brain remembers it and how my brain.
I just like that I'm just a pawn in your chess game. So
When did it actually happen though? Like millions of years ago? Could this have been like tons of like
I think it's.
he's actually a dinosaur?
I'm actually a dinosaur. I don't know. The way I always looked at it was that it
so
just
there's like
keeps
a
happening.
timeline. There's a timeline going.
It's just a
Like-
circle.
Yeah, there's a timeline, but there's one time through your life where you never experienced deja vu.
Yes,
But then you just keep circling.
Yep.
These
and as you keep circling, your brain sometimes you end up remembering something that's already
Sometimes
happened.
The tape skips.
Not necessarily skips because you're just recalling something already happening. You're having a memory that your brain doesn't want you to have, and so then you're like, "Oh, that's weird." The only flaw with my system.
The only flaw. This is the only flaw.
This is the one and only flaw. At the beginning of your run, the word deja vu would not exist. So how the word deja vu became
That
in
is the
existence?
only thing that's going to make me stick a fork.
oh yeah.
Because if you're in an original run, you never had deja vu, it means the word deja vu would never exist.
Maybe
and
your
the
brain
person-
made it
But
up.
unless you
so
ran
that-
into
I mean,
other
you could
people-
say
No,
because it's your brain.
Because it's
Yeah,
your brain.
It doesn't work.
I'm going to go back to the Matrix and say it's a glitch.
Someone broke out of
Yeah.
it and then taught one person it, and then everybody has it.
Well, like Skylar said, if in my theory that your brain could do this, could keep repeating your life, you could make the sense that your brain would eventually on a rerun give you this fake thing to explain yourself because they were afraid that you were going to figure it out.
But why are they afraid? What am I gonna do? I'm already dead.
I think your brain my theory is that your brain wants you to live. So it's afraid if you find out you just give
I
up.
wonder how old my brain is. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm in Joey's simulation.
Yeah, you're in my
Yeah,
simulation.
that's
Doesn't
fucking
matter.
rude.
So
Everything's
we're
about
in
Joey.
yours right now.
But you're having your own.
No, fuck you. You can't
It would kind of be like Westworld. It'd be like Westworld. Like when you went to the park.
Wayne's World.
Sure, Wayne's World works now. They were robots, but you were having your own experience. So like you are a figment of my imagination,
Yeah.
but in your own imagination, I would be a figment of it.
Man, my mind's fucked.
I don't remember when this
Joey's
happened.
got some
I was
weird
probably
shit.
high one time, and this just came to me, and now I've just
Whoa.
stuck with
High
it.
on Jesus.
Well, I don't think that was a thing for Joey.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
There you go.
Jewish.
Gotcha. Jewish.
I decided I was so unreligious. I made up my own afterlife, and it's just
Juices.
reliving.
Juices.
Nice.
It's like finishing a video game and then just immediately restarting it. That's all it is.
I hope I'm CJ from San Andreas.
There's some things I need to tell myself right now, so when I'm reliving this life, that I take more advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
But can I do different things?
No,
Fuck.
Oh,
everything is pre-planned.
this life
hate
is
your
terrible.
theory.
But not on the first run. On your original run, everything you did was new. But now you can't change it.
Yeah, but I don't know what run I'm on.
That's the problem. You never know what run you're on.
God.
I think this is number one for me.
There's a pretty big fork I could stick in your argument though too. You ever seen the movie with Adam Sandler who's got the remote control?
Click.
Click.
I have seen it.
See? What if I had that remote?
That would be intense.
Mind fuck.
Now you could make the argument that there's the problem with it is if my brain truly cared about me, it could erase a lot of them Adam Sandler movies from my conscience and do me a real solid.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have the Water Boy.
I didn't say all of them. I
Yeah.
said some of them.
No.
Big Daddy.
My mind just killed Adam Sandler.
There's some really good ones, just
I
not
love Big Daddy.
recently.
Does he still act? I don't.
He does
don't know.
Netflix movies.
Yeah.
now.
All right, now that our minds are fucked.
He just did one with Jennifer Aniston.
He did. Let's try to win this second game, Skylar,
My future wife. I'm saving myself for her.
in his next life
Yes.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
or next tape over.
I get to guess first this time, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What is it?
It's an IMDb keyword.
Is it?
He already told me the answer.
What he said. I did it. You're pulling away, Zach. I had to help him.
Yeah, that's fine. For a while there, Skylar was pulling away. I've really gone on a
You've
hot
gone on
streak.
a hot
You're on a
streak.
heater.
I'm on a heater.
I'm confident I'll bounce back.
Let's see. Wedding Crashers.
Deadpool.
I'm gonna stick with it.
No.
Was Wedding Crashers in it?
Also no.
Okay.
What did you even say?
Deadpool.
Also no. Your first one. Government.
Deadpool 2.
Do I guess first this time?
Yes.
Shit.
Zach,
Yeah.
you guess first.
What'd you say?
Government.
Government. Olympus has fallen.
No.
London has fallen.
Also no. I've not seen either of those. It's not.
You haven't
this.
seen the new one comes out.
Oh God, Jesus! It looks so stupid.
It's like Shooter.
What's it called?
which was terrible.
Something. What is it? What is it?
Eagle
called?
has fallen.
Oh, I think I saw a trailer for that the other day.
It looks so dumb.
I was not appealed. Your next hint.
Zach's like, fuck you guys. It looks great.
Yeah. I bought my tickets.
2009.
Government. 2009.
Skylar gets
Fahrenheit 9/11.
no.
Another solid guess. He takes all my
Fucking
guesses.
blowing the top off this thing.
Government.
God, I've already lived this. You'd think I'd fucking know the answer.
That's a good point.
9.
You need some deja vu.
Law-abiding citizen.
Your next one.
A lot of Gerard Butler guesses. So far.
Refugee camp.
I'm gonna keep it going with refugee camp.
He's like, I'm just gonna pick, and then he's like, well,
Yeah.
maybe I should actually think.
I know the movie.
Ooh.
I can't think of the name of it though.
District 9.
That is correct.
Yes. I didn't have it until you said I have it, and I'm like, holy shit.
Wow.
I am on a heater,
That's
man.
nice.
Damn. Did you know? Was that the one you were thinking of?
I was gonna get it because I love that movie.
It's a great movie. That came out in 2009.
2009.
Wow.
2009.
Refugee camp government.
Your next ones were the prawns.
Yeah, that was definitely a
The
giveaway.
prawns.
The prawns.
That's what they're called.
That was the name of the aliens.
Wouldn't have got it from that.
Murdoch.
Probably would have gone for
Is that the bounty hunter?
No, that's the main guy
Oh,
who
that's
plays
the main-
Murdoch
yeah.
in the A-Team.
Oh.
And then your sixth one was Aliens.
Yeah, that would have given it away.
And then your last one was Sholto Copley.
Oh, that's the
Main guy.
actor.
And I'm pretty happy I got that.
That's
'cause
pretty good. That was good.
That's pretty good. Just government 2009 refugee camp to go to like an alien sci-fi. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I like
Fucking
that.
great movie.
I've only
man.
ever seen it like one maybe two times, but
So
it's a
fucking
great
good.
movie.
They're in South Africa.
that movie.
Japans.
That movie. Chappie and Elysium. Great fucking movies. All with that guy.
Elysium's good. I've never seen Chappie.
Chappie's the worst of the three. So
Is it?
it's not as good as the other two.
It's like the robot thing.
yeah,
right?
he's a robot. He was also the
Wait,
he-
isn't Hugh Jackman in that one?
No, that's
Yeah.
Real Steel.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the Rock'em Sock'em
Pacific
Robots.
Rim.
Who's in?
Almost did Real Steel as the IMDb keyword.
Did
though.
you really?
I did.
I would not have gotten Real Steel.
I-
would've been
that's
like,
why I
know-
didn't do it because I'm like, no one's gonna. Get
I was
Real
like, I
Steel.
knew of the movie, but I wouldn't have been able to guess Real Steel.
That guy's also in Hardcore Henry, which is a really underrated movie if you ever want a good action film. It's first person, which is weird.
That's weird. Kind of makes me sick. Like the
It-
parts in Doom.
It
and-
is hard.
Yeah.
It definitely, but like, because the whole movie's an action movie. I don't like what you're doing. But Sholto's in it. It's a fucking good movie.
Oh man, took them both down today.
That's good.
Skyler, you're slacking.
I'm all right.
You're in trouble.
I got like 4 months left.
That's true. You got some time. I'll bring back the actor game. You were better at that one. Fucking Rip Torn getting Men in Black. I give us the drop.
This is the backup of the week.
Kurt Schellings.
Fuck that guy. Oh god, don't get me started. Jesus, jumping. Hey, guess what? We're in Florida, folks.
Hell yeah.
I heard this one yesterday and I about died. So, Florida man, guess what he did? Guess what a Florida man did? Just take a guess. Anything. What do you think he did? Just take a stab at it.
Stabbed his father-in-law.
No, but not a bad guess.
Stabbed a squirrel.
No, that's further away. Florida man wielding nunchucks and bug spray tried to quiet a noisy group of neighbors. Guess what happened?
He got arrested.
He fucking hurt himself with his own nunchucks.
Perfect.
So his neighbors were out in their car listening to music loud, and I guess he was trying to sleep and he got pissed off. He's like 61.
Wow.
Yeah, older gentleman. So he goes out all irate, telling them he's gonna hurt them, and he brings out a can of bug spray
Yeah.
and he freaking just douses them with cockroach spray. Like, that's toxic shit.
They were being a pest to his life.
That's
Yeah.
ooh, good one. Play on words.
We're fucking weird.
So then they called the cops,
Makes sense.
and Larry decides to go back inside and get real fucking serious and comes out with his fucking nunchucks.
Fucking nunchucks.
They naturally get in their car for shelter, and he comes in, he's like, I'm gonna fuck your car up. Smacks it with his nunchucks, bounces right back and fucking cracks him right across the fucking face.
Did it hurt the car?
Yeah, it hurt the car,
No.
but it hurt his face more.
I bet it did not feel good on
Yeah.
his face.
So then the cops showed up and did their thing.
Does anyone own nunchucks for a non? Like, is anyone who owns nunchucks just a normal person?
I don't
Do those
think-
people exist?
Well, I mean, I feel like, they're like gun people,
Yeah.
There's good gun people out there, but just that one nut's got to fuck it up for everybody.
that's true. Them goddamn good citizens with their
Yeah.
nunchucks.
Yep.
that would be so
Like,
great.
imagine seeing that.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like if they had a YouTube video of that, like
Oh my
somebody,
God,
just
yeah.
a bystander,
Viral. You're going viral.
You're going viral. Like
I'm just picturing this guy comes out like fucking Jet Li, like fucking zim, 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 walks up. Oh,
he like thinks that it's gonna bust the window or something. Just boom, like instant, just ricochet.
You know, there was a moment walking out there. He's like, I'm a fucking badass.
I know. He's like, I got fucking
I'm
nunchucks.
so fucking
It's like,
cool.
That'd be like shooting a bulletproof car and the bullet bounces back and fucking hits you. Like, fuck you guys.
I'm so fucking cool. That's the best part. He's walking out there. He's like, God damn, they're gonna be scared of me now.
They're fucking covered in this cockroach spray, and now I got nunchucks. These people are gonna fucking bow
Did they have a
to me.
picture of the dude?
Yeah.
Did he look like the kind of guy that we would have pictured to do this?
No.
Oh, no, you're right.
You can see the fucking welt across his forehead though.
Oh my god.
You're right. That's not what I was picturing.
No, not at all.
But yeah, he got arrested.
Honestly, I was picturing more the first guy, the guy from the tree story.
Yeah.
That's more what I was picturing.
I was honestly just picturing him in Florida.
Yeah.
It sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
Whack!
Whack.
Let's be honest. That guy's definitely not coordinated enough to use
For
nunchucks.
nunchuck. No.
He wouldn't even swing
Let's
them
be honest,
properly.
He doesn't know what it
Was
is.
this guy coordinated?
No,
enough to-
no. But I mean, apparently he could at least swing them.
So,
The first guy didn't know what a nunchuck was. Let's be real.
That's probably. I mean, I don't think I could handle nunchucks. I'd
I've
hurt
messed around
myself.
with them. They're
It
dangerous.
sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
I would hurt myself with nunchucks.
Flung around my nunchuck and just hit me in the face.
My face sounded like a beer can getting smashed.
It sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch.
Oh, I
That
love
was
it.
awesome.
I love it. But
Florida, you're
I
too
feel like
good
we
to
gotta.
us.
I feel like we gotta buy nunchucks and just have Skylar try to put on
oh
a
my
nunchuck
god,
show.
that would be fantastic.
That would be
Except when I
great.
hurt myself.
Except for when you badly hurt yourself.
Skylar has to stand over there in the corner and do nunchuck.
I don't
tricks
think
the
you should let
entire
him do
episode.
it in your house. That
That's
seems like you're
alright.
asking for trouble.
He's only renting.
Yeah, I'm only renting.
All right, touche.
Nothing little. I don't know what drywall patching.
I was gonna
can
say
do.
that. Just finish the sentence, please.
Go on, go.
Drywall patching. Is that correct?
Sure.
All right.
Close enough.
Close. Caulking.
Nope.
Just the tip.
Go back to the first one.
Caulking with just the tip.
Caulking.
Caulking. I like to say caulking.
It is caulking.
Okay.
Backenders, I hope you enjoyed us. We were back for another bullshit episode. It's been a long time.
I like it.
I couldn't even tell you what our topics were the last time we bullshitted.
It
That's
doesn't
how long
fucking
it's been.
matter. This one was good.
This one crushed
I
it.
had fun.
I think we had a
of
short
We talked about
episode.
butt stuff.
The tip.
We
We
did
talked
the
a
tip.
lot
A
about
lot
the
about
tip.
tips.
We learned that you should tip.
Always give her the tip.
Always.
I always try.
Or him. I'm not
Or
going to
him,
judge.
yeah,
Whatever.
That's true.
We are.
Some people
Happy
refuse to have male servers, so I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Like old people?
When
Maybe they just didn't like you.
Usually they're older people.
Now it'd make national news if they're like, I only have a white server. You know what I mean? But no one ever talks about sexism these days.
Nope.
I remember one time a guy
Hashtag him too.
Let's start it.
one time a guy and his wife came in and they sat down in my section and I was like, "Oh, hey, my name's Joey and I'm gonna be your server." And the guy just looks at me and goes, "No."
No. What did you
Yes,
say?
He probably knew you were a Jew.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm like, "Oh well," I think I was working with a guy named Anthony. I'm like, "Oh well, me and Anthony are on this side," and he's like, "Okay." Stood up, walked to the other side of the restaurant, sat down.
Just by himself.
He was with his wife.
Did she stay on your side?
She did not, but she didn't look super thrilled.
No, I'm good. That'd be a weird thing to do to a server.
I didn't
It's
follow him
fine.
around. I would have. I'd have been a dick.
I'd be like, all right, well, I'm Joey and I'm your server. Like,
Well, somebody told me that they come in once in a while. That's the first time I ever waited on. And they usually order food, but after they told me no, they just got ice cream. I'm like, they didn't want me to fuck with their food. Not that I would have fucked with their food. I just would have fucked with their food. It's what it is. This is why you be nice to your servers, kids. There's a reason why kitchens you usually can't see into them.
Why?
You're big enough dick, you drop that. Just oh man, I dropped your burger on the floor. Bummer, bummer how that works.
oh, don't tell me these things.
I remember.
I'm
work-
never a dick to people. Though,
yeah, I
so,
mean you gotta be pretty mean.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember working with Hefe one time, and somebody came in who was he knew them from like high school or something, and they get ordered like a quesadilla. He dropped that thing right on the ground. Dropped it. right
Man,
on
don't
the
do that to
ground.
the quesadilla.
And let me tell
Love a
you,
good quesadilla.
Cook's shoe bottoms of Cook's shoes very fucking dirty.
Oh,
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Be nice to your servers. Backenders, thanks for coming. We'll see you next week for a Skybird. Peace out.
Later.
see ya.
I think I was actually like